Where it all started. Don't worry about it. We were having a whole thing. Hello, everyone out there in Twitchlandia. I am Pruitt, and this here we are. It's Tuesday night. It's 6 p.m. Central, and we are playing a little bit of Starward Bound, a little D&D in space. So before we get around to cast and crew and then get a little bit of a recap going, let's go ahead and talk about those sponsors. Or should I say our sponsor, which is Tabletop Loot. Go ahead and go to tabletoploot.com. Use the code WebDM15 and you will get 15% off of dice, mugs, t-shirts. Check them out. Give them some love. We love them. And we love you. So we're all loving together. So let's get around to cast and crew, see how everybody's doing. It's been a minute. So it's good. Let's catch up for just a second, and then we'll get into the game. So starting with you, Emma. You're muted.
I am. I was putting in the chat, please don't make me go first. Damn you, Pruitt. Damn you. What are we doing at this point? What do we do at the beginning of the game? We say who we're playing and who we are.
And who we're playing and whatnot. Yeah.
It's been so long. I miss you. The last time I saw you, Pruitt, I saw you in real life. And
IRL.
I know. It's great. I'm happy to be here. I am Hildegard. Well, that's the character I'm playing. I'm Emma. And I'm drinking for the first time since the last time we played this game. So we're going to have a good time. I can't say any more because I can't keep my shit together today.
That sounds good. You're making me want to go do a shot of whiskey. Next up, how are you doing tonight, Greg?
Listen, I am doing fantastic because if there was ever a need for a therapy session, I have been, and this is legit, I've been in a very kind of a downward spiral for the past couple of weeks, and I attribute a lot of it to the fact that we didn't have Starward Bound, where I was able to get in here and just laugh with my friends. And I'm not going to say exactly what we talked about in the green room before we came in here, but I'm going to say this. It involved John Wick and the Land Down Under. And that's it. And my name is Elry Tossbottle, at least for tonight, the next couple hours. I'm your arcane trickster for the evening. And I am here to have fun. I am here to lower expectations, elevate my mood. And back to you, Pruitt.
Now I just can't get out of my head. I'm John Wick from a land down under. Sorry. Anyway, next up, how are you doing tonight, Trey?
Yo, what's up? I'm so happy to finally be back with my extended gaming family. I missed you guys so much. And just hearing the conversations that was had in the back room let me know that this is the place where I need to be. But where I really need to be is in that same kind of state that Emma's in right now with a couple of drinks. You know, a hot toddy would be preferable because I'm trying to shake a little bit of a cold. But make no mistake, Dakul, the half-elf Kenzie monk that loves to paint and smoke and slang them blades, is ready to get down.
I look forward to all of those things happening tonight. Last but not least, Kiana, how are you doing?
Oh man, I missed you guys so much, and I miss being in space, and I'm so excited to be back here. God, I need this game so much. It has been a year already. It's only 1 month in, so that's my mood. So I'm super excited to be back. With these lovely people going off into the stars. I will be playing E404, everyone's favorite Warforged Barbarian Murder Robo, who's actually very sweet and just needs to beat boop their way through life and just do the thing, and hopefully not have an existential crisis and an anxiety attack while they're at it.
Yeah. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. Just make sure you're on the ship. There's no air out there. All right. So let's have a quick recap, and then we will get right back into the action. The intrepid crew of the Dawn Rose in a vacant region of space called the Dearth. The Phlogiston does not exist. Stars are far between. There's nothing but the hulls of wrecked treasure hunters and the random asteroid here and there to mark your way. They were able to find an illithid base, sustain damage upon the assault on said base, and managed to drift away and be on the drift for a little bit of time until through a odd series of events were able to find themselves at an asteroid. And Elry Tossbottle quickly saw that this asteroid was in fact a pirate cove, and so they decided to abscond with the contents that they found, wherein they go outside to find their ship under attack. And after dispatching the crew of a skiff, the other skiff attacking the Dawn Rose makes a hasty retreat. And here we have our crew. They have impounded this skiff and taken it from these would-be pirates. And it's sometime later where we find our crew. And what do we find our crew doing on this day? Where do we find E404 after the battle? We can say it's been some time, at least a short rest.
What is E doing? With the whole battle, they almost got crushed by incoming ship and panicked, making some interesting decisions there. But now they're just hanging out, probably spending some time with their new friend, TK, and just making sure that she's doing okay, and whatever else on the ship, because they know what it's like to not quite fit in. They want to make sure that she feels like she's part of the crew.
Yeah, I mean, she still gets a lot of odd looks. I mean, she has not been with the crew for that long. But she does get odd looks from the crew, seeing as how they've heard stories of these telekinetic weapons. So, but she has proved herself thus far, and for the most part, she keeps quiet, stays out of everybody's way, does what she's asked, and other than that, she pretty much, you just find her meditating at various spots on the ship. Elry would have found her on the bottom of the ship a couple times, maybe, just trying to be away from everybody, the noise, as she describes it when you do interact with her. She's trying to get away from that. But okay, so there we have E404. Where do we find Dakul?
Yeah, so Dakul, man, he's kind of just been in a foul mood ever since the last loss of the batch of crew members that we've had. So he's in one of those funks where he's kind of stay to himself, just him and Hellion, and have some one-on-one time with something that kind of makes sense, and that's this little space rodent hamster. It's the only thing that whose intentions is real, you know, as far as how the cool sees it. So painting, smoking, playing with my rodent, and just kind of separating himself from all of the madness.
Yeah. Actually, Hellion has gotten quite good at assisting you painting, as far as like going and fetching brushes and rags and stuff, and all your various little painting accoutrements. And he's getting up to like, he's like medium size now. Like he's getting pretty big. It's he can fit through the doorway still. But he's kind of like a big shaggy dog now. As he's hit kind of a growth spurt recently. And like I said, any small creature can totally ride him now. And that goes for Hamilton as well. As far as like a mount. But I know that Ellery would never, ever in a million years. I'm just going to keep prodding that. But yes, so DeCool is painting and having a bit of reflection. Ellery, where do we find you?
Well, Ellery would, let's just say for one moment of the time that has elapsed here, Ellery would appear on the bottom of the ship to the sound of like cool, soft jazz, like a saxophone just playing somewhere that only maybe he can hear. As he would approach TK, he has produced a hand-rolled cigarette, of course, clove, since that is our schmoke of choice here on the Dawn Rose. So, you meditating?
And you see her kind of tilt her head from her closed eye lotus sitting position. And she looks over at you, like always, never moving her mouth. But you hear her voice echo in your mind. I was, yes.
Ellery will respond using his copper wire with message, because that's what you do. And in his own mind, he would respond, you look good when you're meditating.
Does that line work on all the women on the ship? Or just ones that are meditating?
It's a loaded question, since no one meditates on this ship. And no, it never works.
Well, at least you don't have to break your streak today.
It's called bat in a toss bottle.
Yes. I will keep that in mind and remember that. It's quite clever.
Would you mind if I meditate with you?
Not at all. This
He
is
will.
your ship, after all.
He will load us up. He's that person in yoga class that throws the mat down way too close to your mat. Way too close. There's the entire floors left, but within 6 inches, that mat's rolled out as well as he sits down. But he keeps the message on the whole time as he's, this is fun. I'm meditating. This is great clove. So you're getting a running dialogue of what he hasn't turned it off.
Yeah. Yes, it's quite nice. It's a pleasant smell. And you feel the clove kind of like leave your lips and just kind of float over. And she like takes a drag of it, and then it kind of floats back.
Namaste.
Is that Elven?
Sure.
I never heard that word. Quite fluent in that language.
He would snap if the clove would run out, and Puff Puff would show up and deliver something new, another article in which to partake.
Okay.
And Puff Puff, because of his ability for flatulence, has also taken up the pan flute and is surprisingly good.
Okay. Yeah, he comes up with a little like as as this pan flute stuck in his many tentacles. He holds it in front of his air jets around the perimeter of his body, and comes up and in your mind you hear him, and he's very very chipper and in a very good mood. Oh, you want the bottle, Master Toss Bottle? And he's like holding a bottle of like blueberry juice.
Yes.
Well,
Yes, I do.
here you go. And you can tell he's a little extra, like being in this close proximity to TK 808. Like you can just hear in his messages to you, like he's like ecstatic right now, like being this close to this much mental energy. He's just like on a feeding frenzy, like on a subconscious level almost. Is there anything else?
I let's make a distinction here. Elry is not going to do anything untoward. If anything, Elry is a gentleman.
Oh, yes.
Right. And so all he will do is he will ask Puff Puff to produce the picnic blanket that he is equipped with, and he will roll it out on the bottom of the Dawn Rose. He will listen to the bag or the pan flute. I was reading chat or reading Grant, the pan flute to play as he will meditate. He doesn't want to interrupt. Okay. But Elry's super duper bored and she's interesting. And whatever, DeCool's pissed right now at Elry. So, this is something he's got to do by himself.
Yeah, that's understandable. And so you begin meditating alongside TK and Hildegard. Where do we find the captain this moment?
I think Hilda is spending a lot of time in the ship that we piloted back, that little skiff, making sure that is ship shape and secure. Mm-hmm. Because that would be really useful when we don't have the flump chariot to have something there.
That it will, and by now you've pretty much mastered the controls. It's not that complicated. It's just a little different, and you managed to wheel about and come back to the Dawn Rose. You think you can probably use this as kind of like a tugboat to help with getting through the dearth here a little bit quicker. And it's after you're kind of done with your thing there, and you maybe like have the ship pulled alongside, moored it alongside the Dawn Rose. That in the distance you see a ship approaching. You see yellow and black checkered sails in the distance, and looks like it's approaching fast.
Do yellow and black checker sails mean anything to me? Or no?
I mean, if you have like history or like Elry, you're a pirate, so you could make like an intelligence roll if you have some kind of like history or something like that. As far as just like knowing the sails of a ship here in the expanse of the dearth.
I don't, but I'll help tell everybody to get at their weapon stations just in case.
13.
I mean, it's a common color pattern for pirates. Even like if you recall, like the Harlequin's Embrace had kind of a checkered pattern to its sails. It was more red and white, but this was a color shifted image in Photoshop. So anyway, as this image, this ship approaches, the crew, everybody's alerted and is manning their battle stations. And the ship pulls up probably to about maybe like 1,000 feet out and stops and is sitting there like in the distance. You can see their crew running manning stations in the far distance. It's really hard to make out, but you can definitely see movement on that ship. And it is it's bigger than the Dawn Rose for sure. It's a 3-mast ship, human design. Again, very, very archaic, very ancient design, much like these skiffs. It's not nearly as one would consider aerodynamic, but there's the situation. What would y'all like to do at this moment?
Well, what's the condition of the Dawn Rose?
The Dawn Rose is still it's pretty messed up. It's very hard for Ellie to control the ship, and that recent bout with the 2 skiffs has drained her energy pretty much all of her energy, because she was pushing the Dawn Rose as hard as she could in the manner that she's having to control the ship now. So it's damaged. It's still functional. It can still move, but it's not nearly as maneuverable as it once was, and it's nowhere near as fast. But other than that, the crew is in okay spirits.
Hilda,
Yes.
do we think they are friend or foe? What do you think?
Well, they haven't tried to kill us yet, right?
If it comes to terms, do you think that we can take this ship?
Well, I sure hope so, Dakul. I mean, what else are we gonna do?
A preemptive attack.
Dakul. We're the good guys. You're not supposed to do that. That's not.
But are we though? Are we really the good guys?
Well,
Maybe we should stop this facade and be who we really are.
Dakul, you've taken a dark turn in recent days. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I just want to be what I truly am.
Was a fucking Sith Lord? Like, what's going on?
Oh, I am not.
Sith Lord, I don't even know.
This isn't to kill everybody for the sake of killing. No. This is for survival. That ship is the first thing we have seen in quite some time that can fuel us with supplies. Aims to repair the ship. Information. We are not in a position to be making friends.
Well, we're not exactly in a position to be making enemies either, Dakul. There are a lot of things that happen other than us getting taken advantage of or murdering people. There's a lot that can happen.
Aren't you tired of always having to adjust to bad things happening to us? Let us take the initiative for once. Let us put our will ahead of us and do what we feel is best for us.
I think what's best for us is some moderation. Honestly, Dakul, I'm a lot older than you. And I think I've tried to learn, if there's a lesson I've learned about life, it's that shitty things will happen regardless. And you gotta hope that you're less shitty than that. We've had a lot of good things happen. We got Hamilton back. We got Ledbetter back. We got lots of people back. We've lost some people. But, that's, part of what happens when you're doing something amazing. Did you ever think you'd be out here and doing this?
No, I did not think a lot of things at the moment.
But I want to be one of the good guys. I don't want to spend my last days being murdering Margaret. No. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to have to close chat, have this conversation, but I do.
You are a good person who thinks about the bigger picture and the needs of their crew.
I'm trying,
It comes from a place that may not be best suited for this circumstance. There are no rules out here in the dark. It is us and the emptiness.
The cool, we have rules which bind us no matter other beings do. You have to live with yourself all the time. All the time. And we have Castor, we have TK, we have Hamilton and Hellion. We have a lot of people who have their entire lives ahead of them. We're looking to us. E404. And I don't want to teach them that that's the way to be.
It's about this time that you see a smaller craft detach from the ship across the way. It looks fairly familiar.
Like, it looks like the little skiff that we have?
Yes, it looks very much like the skiff that you have. And as it begins to approach the Dawn Rose, you see along the back of it a white flag go up. Which Elry being the man of sea that he knows, like, this is the universal sign for Parley.
I'm meditating.
Pointed out to Cool. Look, that doesn't look so offensive.
Yes, neither did a floating jelly-like substance in space that we went in and got kidnapped by. It looked quite friendly as well. I have no problem playing a role of diplomacy, and as your first mate, I will do what you want. But make no mistake, I am ready for whatever. And Nakul pulls his sword out to ready himself, and you notice where the name of oh my gosh, our fallen comrade that just died. Oh my god, I forgot his name.
Cole?
Cole?
Cole. Yeah. And where his name was etched into the hilt, it is all the way just scratched out. Nothing artistic about it. It looks like he was almost like attempting to tear the name out of the sword. I'll be ready.
Jesus, you need some sativa. You need to inspect what's going on here. This is intense. But if that's what makes you feel better, just don't try not to kill anybody unless they're trying to kill you first. Just a bit. Just a bit. Just for
whatever you like, Captain.
All right, and I'll make you some brownies or something to chill you out a little bit. All right.
So Nakul's gonna grab the closest shipmate to him and walk towards the edge of the ship where the other skiff is going to meet us at.
Well, the other skiff approaches about halfway between their ship and yours and comes to a stop. And you can see there's 4 people on the ship itself. They're just sitting there waiting.
I think we should prepare our skiff and see what they want.
Yes. Somebody get Elry. He's good at talking in these situations. Need 404.
I would like to recommend myself to be on the boarding party. I want to see what it is we are dealing with.
Absolutely, Cool.
All right. So Decool's gonna grab whoever's closest, at least one other person, and ready the other skiff. I'm just assuming we're like dragging it behind us. Is that what's going on?
It's moored alongside the Dawn Rose.
Okay. Yeah.
Side by side.
Okay. and whoever's coming along, we will be armed.
All right. So who is boarding the craft?
E44, are you around? Because I know I think Elder's at the bottom of the hole, right?
Yeah,
I mean, has anyone asked or looked for it?
Yeah.
I need a signature DeCool catchphrase right now.
what? And just where the hell is Harry at?
Sound
Elry, you hear in your mind TK say, "They are looking for you."
Elry hears in his own mind Soundgarden as he's sitting there for whatever reason. I hear him too. He doesn't. I will. I'll be back. Save my spot.
Yes, okay. And she gets up alongside with you and like walks up with you.
Oh, okay. And he just walks up. Namaste, everybody.
I'm glad you are back from your sabbatical. Are you ready for business now?
Always.
Good. Grab a weapon and join on the skiff. We are going to meet these people.
I'm always armed.
E44, I'd like for you to accompany as well.
Okay. It's a 4-person skiff. Although with Elry's size, especially if he were to hop up on E, you could fit another person, but that's entirely up to y'all.
Yeah, and that's to be understood. If we go anywhere, Elry is riding E404 just because, unless E404 with agency doesn't want him. That's just how we've traveled, I think, since episode 1.
Yeah,
So.
I think it's just a given.
Yeah. Okay. So who would you like to bring another person or just the 4 of you?
I think we should leave everybody else on the ship to prepare for the inevitable attack that happens on the ship whenever we leave the ship. Because it happens all the time. Prove it.
Elry says heartfelt goodbyes to the rest of the crew. Goodbye. I love you. Goodbye. Goodbye. And just goes through everybody, knowing that he won't see at least 3 or 4 of them ever again.
They're all kind of like looking worried now, like they want to parlay, right? Like maybe they'll some of the crew are getting a little like antsy.
Everything will be fine, everybody. Maybe this won't be the shitty thing that happens all the time.
All right, Captain. We'll give them hell. And they're all, at their stations, at the ready. As y'all cast off. Okay, you cast off, and it's very short trip. As you approach, you can see the two beings in the front there. There's a taller, bulkier gentleman piloting the other skiff, and in the other seat, it looks like a smaller, maybe like a gnome. You see these big kind of Coke bottle glasses, kind of a bald head with a little tuft of hair in the back, and he's just kind of like looking around. He looks like you can actually see him shivering as you're pulling up. It looks like there's a couple more in the back, but it's harder to make them out. And you pull up kind of nose to nose with this skiff. And the occupants of the other ship just kind of sit there. The pilot of the skiff, it looks like he's a half elf, but like kind of bulky. He's like a bigger, kind of a barrel chest, older gentleman. He's got tattoos up past his rolled up sleeves, wearing very piecemeal kind of leather armor, curved sword at his hip with the appropriate amount of jewels encrusted. Elry would notice. It's not gaudy, but he's done well for himself. He's got a couple of scars on his face. You can tell he's been in a scrap or two, and he's just kind of like, y'all can definitely see as you pull up, he's just looking at all 4 of you, just eyes calculating.
This is the pilot of the skiff you're referring to?
Yep, as you're pulling up to this skiff, this is the pilot, and he's just kind of standing there. He's the tallest. The other two are like literally sitting in the back of the skiff, and his little gnome kind of or person that's kind of riding shotgun in his skiff. He would have to be standing for you to be able to see him, like, you know, knowing the layout of these skiffs, and he's just kind of sitting there in very, very plain brown robes, but with these giant like glasses. Just you can see his giant eyes kind of blinking, and he's just kind of like looking up and looking at y'all as y'all approach, and your skiffs just kind of stop.
But the first thing Dakul is going to do, if he is probably going to eye the half elf that is the pilot, and you know, he's going to do what he always does and roll up, bite the tip off, fire it up, and make eye contact purposely with him, and just spit on the floor.
Yeah, he watches you roll up and watches your technique, and you see him give you like kind of a grudging like nod of approval. It's like, as he's, you know, he sees your roll technique, and he kind of like gives a sniff as you light it up, as y'all's air pockets have combined, so you're sharing air now.
To what do we owe this meeting?
Well, funny you should be asking that. I am first mate of this ship. And he turns and looks back at his vessel. The Drift Lord, we call it.
Elry laughs.
Mm.
It tries not to.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but I am first mate. Horse Netherland. And I have a simple request, and then we'll be on our way. I would like the body of our captain, and I would like to know who dispatched him.
Yeah.
Stares at y'all like,
Did we just murder the captain and have no clue who that was a captain?
That's when Dakul's just gonna look at Hilda.
Who was your captain?
well, he was piloting that very ship that you're piloting right now.
Well, it seems kind of stupid to put your captain in the pilot of one of these things, doesn't it?
Well, he was hard-headed. I advised against it, but seeing, and he kind of like motions at your ship, seeing how damaged your ship looked there, it seemed like easy pickings, so he thought he could just take it.
Well, he failed. So what
But-
makes you think you can just take his body back?
I was asking for it. I was asking for it back. If you notice, I'm here under a flag of truce. You have one of our skiffs. I'm willing to let that go. Just need the body back. That's all. And we'll be on our way.
Why do you want his body back?
Why does it matter?
Well, because there are a lot of things people can do with a dead body.
That there is. I mean, hey, no judgment here. You do what you want with your dead.
I'm not making a sick joke.
Nor was I. I was merely talking about funereal rites, but whatever.
Well,
Why are you out this far in the dust? Robbing.
He kind of like looks around, and his two crewmates behind him like kind of take up a laugh, and the little gnome next to him is kind of like, and he kind of laughs alongside. You know, he's kind of doing he obviously looks like the small guy that just wants to fit in and not be made fun of kind of thing. And he's like, this is where we live. This is where we survive.
so you said you're the first mate.
Aye.
Why aren't you calling yourself the captain yet?
Well, it's funny you should ask. If I could just have my captain's body back, then wouldn't have to worry about that now, would we?
Yeah, because you want to bring your captain back. Is that it?
Oh, no. That's not it at all. You
Then
have my word.
You better clarify pretty quick.
clarify. And the little gnome kind of like tugs at his sleeve, and you see him kind of like whispering, kind of a harsh whisper. But what? But and they're kind of like going back and forth a little bit, and and he looks at the gnome, kind of narrows his eyes in a little bit of anger, but not too much. I need my captain's body to make the claim for my captaincy.
The claim with amongst whom? This guy?
For my crew.
I mean, what? Do you need to?
Why does it matter? I mean,
Well,
I gave you a skiff for free. We're not going to attack you.
Are you trying to convince your crew that you killed your captain?
That's
The person who
not
killed
just
your
at all.
captain
I mean,
get your ship?
that my crew, I mean, they're not the brightest bulbs in the batch, but they knew the captain left and didn't come back, and the other skiff reported that he was taken. So, I mean, I can't really claim that, but I do need his body.
Ellery, this
Let me
seems
just give
weird.
it back. We can go about our separate ways. You won't see me again.
I just full on turn out. Ellery, this seems weird. Doesn't it seem weird?
It does. And Ellery, the entire time this exchange is going on, as soon as the confidence of the gnome and the half-elf was severed and the half-elf turned back to Hilda, using message, Ellery would have said to the gnome, "You got one chance. Would you like to come with us and be free?"
And he kind of waits till the captain is like doing his whole like, what do you care? You know, and he's like, he needs the body to accept challenge. Right now, your captain has the right because she killed him and has the body.
I know. I'm talking about you, big guy. Do you want to play for the winning team, or do you want to?
Oh, we do all right. I have my studies. I'm fine. It's a harsh life, but I can't go home. So
Hey, listen, they don't discriminate by size over here. We've got a dwarven captain. I happen to be really in charge, but here I am, a halfling.
yeah, I mean it's fine. I'm used to it. They're not too mean.
Okay. And then the next message that he would give just before Hilda were to verbally approach him is to say, "Hilda, he needs your body to make claim for the boat that he wants to become captain of. And quite frankly, I think Commodore Hilda sounds a lot better than Captain Hilda. So maybe we can get two boats out of this." And then as soon as you say whatever it is to Ellery would go, "Of course, Captain."
Ellery, this seems
and-
weird. My body. What?
Huh?
I think he meant
Excuse
the
me?
captain's body.
My body? What? Captain? Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Angling modifiers, huh?
Yes, I'm sorry. I've been meditating for hours.
This is I don't know if you can hear. Trogdor Burninator is telling me goodnight, Mama, I love you. I'm having a moment. I'm sorry.
Tell him I said, oh noes.
Princess, I can't even do it.
Oh,
It's very out of character. It's so sweet. Okay. Ellery, this is weird, isn't it?
Yep.
Why is this so weird? Ellery, explain to me. Why is this so weird? Why are you guys being so weird?
Well, they're pirates that are trying to figure out some type of hierarchy for the bestowment of captainship, which requires, per some type of like barnacle rule they've come up with, requires the body of the previous captain to bestow captainship upon the next captain, which leads us to my follow-up question. You didn't do shit to kill that captain. We murdered him. And why can't like E404 be captain? E, tell him what you would do as captain.
Um, he just like tilts their head at you, just super confused by this whole conversation.
See? Not going to take any shit, that one.
I have to say, Elodie, this is one of the more brilliant ideas that you have come with. I think E404 would make an amazing Commodore.
Well, technically, Hilda would be the Commodore, and E404 would just be a captain. But I mean, we can work that out in the final draft. But I'm just saying that there's a boat. Its salvage rights are for claim based upon some rule that these assholes came up with. I say we use said rules, and welcome aboard. You're now part of the Don Rose fleet.
Yeah, Dakul's gonna look at Hilda and say, we could use the supplies and the manpower.
That sound about right to you guys?
Yep.
Yeah. What makes you think that you would be a better captain than my crew?
Are you saying that to Netherland?
Mm-hmm. Because it was really easy to kill your captain.
Well, I mean, you might have caught him off guard. I mean, you never know. Battle is a.
I wasn't even trying as hard as I could, you know?
I mean, he was older. It's why I didn't want.
What does that have to do with it?
Oh, I'm hey, not saying anything there, madame. You look like you're still spry enough to. Anyway,
Murder your captain.
Well, that's
not murder. I mean, we were fighting. It's not really murder when it's like kill or be killed.
It's the heat of battle. I get it, right?
Yeah.
There are rules, and that's why we're here. So, where are we here? Are you going to go ahead and just give me the body, and we can be on our way, or what?
No, I don't. I think you came to introduce yourself to your new Commodore and your new captain, first mate.
Well, so you're laying a claim then?
Well, I mean, basically, it sounds like you came over here and told us that we could, right?
I did not say anything, and he kind of like looks down at the little gnome, and you see like beads of sweat like forming on this little guy's like forehead.
I wink at the gnome.
But he actually kind of breaks his anxiety like fugue state he was in, and he just kind of blushes and looks down. So you be knowing a bit of our ways then, huh? All right. Well, if you're laying a claim, you made the kill. You keep what you kill. But as first officer, I do have the right of challenge, and I will invoke that right.
Was that
Sounds
what you'd like
good.
to do? Yeah, sure.
Kill this guy.
Oh, hey now. Let's not be too hasty. We have to set the rules of this here duel. And one of those rules, you're obviously this, and he kind of motions, this metal being is going to be your champion, I take it?
E404.
E404.
They are my best friend.
Yes, but you're saying this is your champion.
I'm not saying shit. I'm saying they are going to be the captain of that boat because we kicked your old captain's ass and you've got rules that allow us to do this.
Well, let's just hold on a minute. Like I'm saying, if you're laying the claim to the captaincy, I have the right of challenge. I have invoked said right. So, we must settle this.
Like I said, E404, kill this guy.
Hold, please. You look like a man who has sailed a sea in a sphere or two. And you know it's a very few rules that keep these boys in line, right?
You don't have any women on your ship? That's pretty sexist.
And he actually looks at you and he's like, and he turns around, and behind him, like you see like an elf like lean over, and she's got kind of like a punky haircut. Hair's like red and black and blue. It's kind of like a mohawk. Like more earrings than you could count in a glance. And she just kind of like arcs an eyebrow and is like, I'm right here. And just leans back and goes back to a conversation with the other, looks like a dwarf back there, that they're just kind of bullshitting and chatting and laughing.
Elry will wink.
You see her kind of like nod and kind of giggles, and they look back at, you see them kind of say something, and they both look at Elry and like,
Elry just laughs. Ha ha ha.
so you have established your champion, yes? I'm
Well,
like-
that's up to E404. I mean, but
Oh.
I'm just gonna if you don't have to do it. Everybody here, we can just tell everybody that you did it.
Mm.
I think it might be really bad for you. I'm trying to be a good guy, and she looks at Nicole. I'm trying to be a good guy here.
Well, I mean, I think I'll be fine. I'll be just fine, because I'm going to name a champion as well. I'm not going to fight that thing. Do you think I'm daft?
I
Well-
think you are a coward. You
Well,
missed
I don't
somebody.
see your captain, the one who made the kill, fighting for the right of challenge. So,
Oh, I can, but like I'm already the Commodore, and you need a challenge for the captain.
well,
And their name is E404.
okay.
You should tell them that because they're going to be in charge of you soon.
So, okay, E404. You're the champion, yes?
If you want to be.
I mean, I have not seen this being that y'all claim to be so important actually say anything for themselves. E404, do you want to be the champion? Do you have what it takes? Do you have the metal?
I believe I am made of metal, so in some ways, yes. But I have done this thing before.
Oh shit, Elry says.
If it is required, I will be the champion.
All right, so your side is set. And my side, I nominate. And he turns around and kind of yells out back towards the ship. And as he does this, his voice is like amplified. Bring up the Vice Admiral! And it's at that point that you see a smaller, almost like a rowboat, but it still is under some power. There's only two people aboard. A person like at the front of the ship holding a small wheel, and at the back you see a very large. You have seen one of these before. This is the second time. Very large, hippopotamus-shaped humanoid. Wearing a resplendent in a military uniform, medals pinned up and down one side of the chest, and you see like a gun hilt like over his right shoulder, and it looks like he's got like multiple pistols strapped down his chest as he approaches. And he's sitting there. He's got a monocle in one eye. He's toking on a small metal pipe while, oh boy, that's not how you do it. Oh, we're going to run into him. Get out of here. Move. And he kind of pushes the guy out of the way, and he kind of tumbles off the side, and he pilots the ship up and kind of bumps into the first mate's ship. And the first mate like, and he just, what are you going to do, right? But he's the champion. And before you see what is, as a GIF. But Elry, as you look up and down this guy, he like meets your eyes, and you see his eyes like dart to your hip and your belt where your pistol is, and they dart back to your eyes, and he kind of narrows them. I'm going to be taking that later, Tosspot.
You're gonna have to.
Mm-hmm. It will not escape me again. Hello, friends. Hello. Where are we doing this? Surely you remember your good old friend, Vice Admiral Royce Meyer Connington? Mm-hmm. I hear we're having a bit of a duel. Is this first blood or to the death?
I would rather not kill somebody if we can avoid it.
And that's what I'm thinking, because if we could become but one crew, we don't need the bad blood. Am I right? So, what are the terms of the deal? Since you are hold the power here, you can name this Captain Hildegard.
I can name the terms.
Well, you can name first blood, to the death, unconscious. How would you like to handle it?
I'm going to give you a gimme here. I want to say first blood, but that is because E404 does not really have any blood. So I could name that, but because I am a benevolent Commodore, I won't. What do we say? Unconsciousness? What, E404? Does that sound good to you? It's up to you, ultimately.
I suppose unconsciousness, or if my records are correct, you could also just surrender.
You could surrender. We could also do it to the death because it doesn't really matter to me. Somebody dies, because I'll fix it. You should know that. We're really fucking powerful. You should just let us do this without fighting. Really.
Oh shit, says Elry again.
Connington, do you know these people? And he's kind of like, oh, I've had a run-in with them. Oh, yes. They're not as powerful as they say. I can take it. And he kind of like leers at E404 and just kind of puffs on a little of his pipe.
How soon will this confrontation take place?
You see the GIF like popping his like rifle off his shoulder, and he's like loading it into place, and he puts it back, and he's like, well, why'd you bring me up here? Are we not doing this?
Don Rose Huddle, everybody.
All right, we have a huddle. I move our ship back about 6 feet, 10 feet.
Okay.
For just a second.
Hey, E, are you okay with this? Are you going to get mad and get hot?
I do not know. It is a possibility.
Okay. Should we rock, paper, scissors this shit? I think any of us can take this guy. Or any of you, anyway.
I mean, I have done this before. This is how we got.
Cole. That's right. That's why you were drafted into this, E. I need you to get pissed. I need you to get focused. I need you to get red hot. I need you to go over there and kick some fucking elephant hippopotamus ass.
I still do not want to kill him, so if you could stop me before I possibly do that, I would appreciate it.
Scout's honor.
You got it, E. We got your back.
You do whatever it takes to survive. Whatever.
Hell yeah.
Well, if he also agrees to do it on unconsciousness versus death, then it should be fine. Correct?
What was
Sure.
that? Sorry.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's what we'll do, E.
Yep. He's gonna do the thing, I guess. Yep.
All right. Dakul, he's gonna do to Ash the last little J that he had. And roll up a new fresh one. Fire it up. and he's gonna look at the crew in the huddle. Are you ready to do this? Everybody's ready.
I'm ready to kill the whole crew, but I mean, we'll just do this one thing first, though.
Yes,
except
well,
for her, and he points to the elf with the mohawk.
Okay. Dakul breaks away from the huddle. He's still tugging on his J, and he goes back to making eye contact with the elf that was the pilot of the skiff.
Mhm.
How big is the skiff again? It's like what, like
The skiff is only about 25 feet long. It's like a flat bottom. It's just like a flat bottom boat that has like places for 4 people to sit and a very small like kind of storage area up front where you can put a little gear. But other than that, like there's no like sail, so there's no mast or anything. So it does kind of look like a very like archaic kind of speedboat a little bit.
Okay. And our boats are nose to nose, right?
Yep. Just kind of sitting there.
Okay. Is it close enough to like jump across to the next one?
I mean, y'all did back up a bit. Wait, are you about to jump over there?
Yeah. How far is it?
I mean, I don't know. How close did you get initially?
I'm just assuming we're like 20 feet away. I guess I don't know, but probably closer than that.
So right now you're about 30 feet away.
Okay, because I want to make sure because we're still in shouting distance in order to have this conversation. That's what I was assuming we were
Well, y'all kind of backed up because y'all were having a private huddle. So.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, she's gonna Dakul is gonna turn to the other skiff and say, where I am from, it is very customary before we have combat or any forms of ceremony that you break bread, or in this case, break down some herbs in celebration for our champions. I'm gonna try and jump over to the next skiff. I mean, I can. My distance is like 50 feet. So you want me to roll for it, or?
I mean, if you're just going to, because there's not really room to like get a head start to run and jump. So you could roll for it. If you were to spend a key point for your step of the wind or whatever it is, that gives you like double your jump distance. You could definitely do it then.
Yeah, I'll spend the key on it. So yeah, I'm going to spin the key and roll. 15.
Okay. You leap out, and it's not the most graceful landing, but you do manage to land on the front of their skiff, and the sudden movement. What you do see is the vice admiral, like he has 2 pistols out pointed at you when you land, and the dwarf in the back, he's got a maul like pulled off of his back, and the elf, she has a rapier pulled, and there's you can see like fire dancing along its blade, but the first mate, the half elf, he's like, don't be hasty. He has the right of it. And they all kind of like calm down because you did just kind of like come right at him out of nowhere, and he kind of motions for you to kind of step forward.
I'm gonna step forward. Yes, everybody calm down. We will have our fill of blood soon enough. It's gonna take a drag, push it out so that everybody in the area can kind of smell it, and then the what is it, a griff?
A GIF?
Yeah, the GIF. The GIF. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Yeah, the GIF. He's all. We're all in the same general area, right? So yeah. So he's going to Dakul's going to hand the J over to the Griff and say, "May you survive this."
Oh boy, I have survived many things, many duels. I will tell you about them one day. Trust me, they are tales to be told over wine, over drink. They are tales of merriment and glory, of battle. We will share them. Don't you worry.
As soon as that's over, Elry casts message to the first officer, the first mate, and says, What do you think's going to happen if he wins? Do you really think you're going to be captain?
And he kind of like, you see him watching the exchange between DeCool and the GIF, and he kind of like, his eyes kind of slowly wheel about to look at Elry. And don't you worry, boy. The captain was basically a figurehead. So I can take care of myself.
Says the next figurehead.
So wow. So they're cool and the Griff are having one back and forth, and they're cool's gonna take his J back.
Yeah, when you hand him your J, he like hands you his pipe, and it's kind of like a clockwork mechanism. It's metal. It's got a little top on it, and he's like, trust me, it's fine Hoken herb.
Thank you. What a man who should be celebrated for his
I was there on
hospitality.
safari. If the Dragonborn of the Hokan sphere catch you picking their herbs, their holy herbs, they'll skin you alive. Do not tussle with them lightly. Trust me. You can learn many things. Trust me.
Yeah, the cool's gonna laugh and give him a hearty little slap on the shoulder.
Yeah, it's
Then of course he's gonna take a pull from the pipe as for tradition's sake.
okay. Yeah, it's good shit.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yes.
A little more earthy. It's a little more earthy than what you have. Yours is a little bit more of a flowery bouquet. Anyway.
Yeah, this is good hospitality for combatants.
Mm.
Can I get my when you are done, I would like to
Oh, and
have my
he
jiva.
hands it back.
Now and it's at this moment that Dakul takes a really deep tug off of it. And he pushes out casually as he ever could. Fairy fire.
Okay. So you go to cast Fairy Fire?
Yep.
Um
So that's a deck save of 17. Now I do have to ask because I'm doing this off the cuff. Fairy fire, the smoke is no different than you get the smoke, right?
What's that?
As far as how the smoke looks, it looks like any other time, right? I'm just assuming.
Yeah. The only thing with Fairy Fire is if they fail, then the smoke kind of clings to them like unnaturally. But after you, I rolled my save, and you breathe out, and do you just breathe it kind of at him or just in the whole?
It's more just at him because I'm standing right by him, just like that.
Yeah, you see the smoke kind of wash over him, and you do not see any of it cling to him.
No cool will give a little half a smoke, pat him on the shoulder, and say, "Good luck," and hop back over to the boat. Hop back over to our skiff.
Luck is for fools and nursemaids. I require neither.
We shall see. Yeah. So I burned another key point right for that jump back.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna look over at E and just say, E is all yours.
All right. And first mate, Horace Netherland. So, we have our champions. Is this KO rules? Yes? Total knockout?
Knockout or surrender.
Knockout or surrender. I like that. You should give a chance to give up honorably.
Where are we going to do this?
Well, Connington, he gets to pick the venue. You got to
Why
pick
is that?
you pick the terms of the battle, and he picks the location. We're each getting choices here.
No,
What do y'all do in your
different.
civilized societies? Like,
Wait.
how do you even function?
It doesn't really involve fighting. There's an established hierarchy that people agree to that happens regardless of whether people live or die, based on what is good for society in general most of the time.
And the translation of that is normally we just murder everybody and take what we want.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that just sounds like chaos to me.
And then we just stay in charge the whole time.
Yeah,
We're the ones with the body.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is true, but I'm staying within our laws here. Out here on the drift. I mean, we have very few left to keep us knitted together. So, please, you have been kind as to adhere to our rules as we are adhering to them by not just overwhelming you and killing you. So, Connington. You see the Vice Admiral, self-proclaimed, of course. He kind of like leans over around E, and he's like, "Let's just do it there." And he points back at the asteroid that y'all went inside of, just on the outside. Let's just it's nice terrain, good cover. Yes, let us do it. We start 100 paces apart. Sorry, I slipped into my first mate.
Hey,
What do you say, E?
The asteroid would be a good neutral ground. Would prevent any damage towards either of our ships.
Now that's thinking.
Question.
Aye.
Are we assuming that you all only fight with things that you are capable of doing yourself, or are you getting augmentations from
Well, when the first mate speaks up, in the duel, you can use any faculty that you have at your disposal. No outside interference.
What about the fort?
And he kind of like looks down at the little gnome, and he's like, not supposed to. It's outside interference. Nope, there he is. Thanks, Isaac has the right of it. There's no outside interference with the duel.
All right, thank you, Isaac. I had a cousin named Isaac when I was growing up. That's interesting. All right.
And Connington's like, so we're doing it then.
Yeah, by your rules, there can be no outside interference. There can only be the parties at play inside the duel, correct?
Me? And it. What do you go by? It? E? What? I'm not sure. I've never really interacted with one of your kind.
Generally
That's
speaking.
That's my mount. And he will saddle up on E's shoulders. Let's do this shit.
If that is your mount, Toss Buttle, then your mount is the champion. I mean, come on. We've been quite fair, but that's a bridge too far. And I've never seen a bridge, so I'm not really sure what that idiom means. So,
I should be all right, thank you.
I like it. You're programmed confident.
Also, you may refer to me as using gender-neutral terms such as they or them.
They or them, I like it. I like them.
All right.
Elry will curl around from his position on the shoulders of E404, curl around their head, and whisper into their ear, if somehow he tricks and lies and pulls some type of skullduggery and you get knocked unconscious, I'm going to kill that motherfucker with extreme prejudice.
Please do not kill anybody.
I'm going to sass him with extreme prejudice. And then I'll wake you up. He might not be here though. And he kisses E's cheek. I love you, E. Knock that asshole out. And he gets down.
Okay. We're gonna do this.
Come on. And you see Connington like pull his little like I said, it's almost like a rowboat, but it has its own power. Again, you're not really sure how this thing's moving, not having any sails or anything, but he kind of pulls it up next to y'all's skiff, and he's like, hop on there. The champions shall ride to glory together.
All right. Let's just step in.
Okay. Yeah, and you step in, E, and you can see like he's about your height and a lot wider than you. I mean, he's a massive humanoid. And you can see about him, he's got like pistols and he's got like a large, like some kind of extended rifle with a big like opening on the end. It's like, I mean, it's a blunderbuss basically. And you see a couple of like cylindrical objects, like kind of on his hip. You're not really sure what they are, but they look like they're made of some kind of metal or ceramic. He's like literally, you know a soldier when you see it, and he's decked out for a fight. But he never once looks over his shoulder, and y'all begin like tootling along towards the asteroid. Basically, you're heading that way, and the first mate is like, well, we're going to head to our ship. If you'd like to take opposing positions on either side of the asteroid itself, we can watch the show. But just know we are still under the Parley until the duel is done. Is that agreed, Captain?
Agreed.
Well, to the best champion. And with that, he turns about and begins heading back towards the Drift Lord. And it kind of moves up to meet him, and it looks like they're kind of swinging about to head over towards the asteroid where the duel has been set to start very soon. Y'all head back to the DR, I assume? Okay, yeah. So with both ships kind of lining up on either side, kind of broadside on either side of this asteroid, there is some distance, the Drift Lord, they maintain some distance, but their whole crew is lined up along the side. They're drinking mead and like having a good laugh, and it's hard to tell what they're saying, but it looks like they're having a good time with this. What is the crew of the Don Rose doing as you see E404 and Vice Admiral Royce Meyer Connington disembarking from the small boat, and you see the Vice Admiral basically kind of walking away from E. This asteroid is kind of broken. There are some rises in the terrain, E, so there are some places for cover. As he kind of marches off about 100 paces or so.
Okay. He did not know what the measurement of 100 paces is, because that is not a metric that they know. And so they kind of just let the Admiral deal with that. I mean, he was the one that set up those terms.
Okay. Yeah. And you see him, he takes about 100 steps away from you. And so, he's actually about 200 feet away, thereabouts. He's got long strides. And he like stops and turns around, and you hear him yell out, Do you need a count?
I suppose so. So we know when to start.
All right. And we're starting on 3. 1, 2, 3. And let's roll initiative.
All right. Ooh, that's okay. Oh God. God fucking. All right.
You got it, E. You got it.
18 is my initiative, so that's fine.
Okay. So it is the Vice Admiral's turn first. And you see him immediately dart to his right, pulling a gun off his back, and he ducks down below a low rise, and you see him disappear from sight. What are you doing, E?
All right, I'm going to start approaching that way, not too far away from any cover, but I am going to prep an attack if I can. As soon as I can see him, I am. You can see the left arm already transforming into the cannon. So
Okay.
prepping an attack as soon as I see him pop up.
Okay, so you're prepping an attack as soon as you see him. Okay. Go ahead. Give me a perception check.
That is a 17.
17. Okay. Yeah. So for those of you at home and the crew of the Dawn Rose, because y'all are at an elevated position, so it's almost like you're watching like a sporting event, really. You can clearly see the Vice Admiral as he broke off to his right. He immediately finds like a ridge line, and it looks like he's cutting back to his left behind this ridge line. E, you don't see anything. So please don't metagame. But E, you don't see anything. And there's another like few seconds there's literally nothing happening. And the crew of the other ship, they're all like laughing and like, oh, here it comes. And it is your turn.
Okay.
Can we assist before? And I know that you've got something, Kiana, but I was going to send Puff Puff Give Give and Left Hand Side up into the pattern, and they've got telepathic communication. If they can relay what they see from their flump in the sky, I Spy, to Elry, Elry's going to relay it via message, or they can relay it directly to E404. If this guy is going to ground and doing some type of shifty shit, I'd like to be able to at least even the odds with some perception-based augmentation for all done telepathically. Also, if there's any telepathic communication going to this asshole, I want to know about it because the flumps can pick it up.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to know that first?
Yes. Is he getting help?
No, he is not. Do you still want to help E?
Yes.
Okay.
Elry's a pirate.
Okay. So you have the flumps relay that information to E. All right. Okay. So the flumps, they flump out there. And it's after a few seconds as E's kind of moving into position. And you see a ballista fire out from the Drift Lord. And it goes like right through Give. And he disappears. And then you hear a voice yell out, "That's your one warning. We set the rules."
He'll call him back.
And he retreats. And, it kind of went quiet on the pirate ship. And then the kind of the raucous atmosphere kind of picks back up after that blast of whatever. E44, it is your turn.
All right. So I'm going to use all of my movement to head towards that direction. Again, probably an attack. As soon as I see this guy pop up.
Okay, but you're moving towards him?
Yeah, or where I assume he is.
Gotcha. Okay. So you are moving up, and you are not hiding, correct?
Like I'm not I'm not hiding right now, but if it's kind of like I'm not going veering away from any cover, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean you're keeping it close by, but you're not actively using it. Okay. Yeah, you move like all the way up your full movement, and only at the last second, you kind of pass a ridge line, and he's like 30 feet to your right, and he's just standing there with the rifle waiting, and he fires. But you will immediately get to fire right after that because he had a readied action as soon as you walked by. So anyway. The dice giveth and the dice taketh away. His musket shot goes wide. And you actually see like a little like backfire, and he's like, "Ah!" And he tosses the weapon aside as it kind of smokes and kind of puffs up in his face a little bit. Rolled a 1 with a gunpowder weapon. So anyway, it is now your turn. You can go ahead and do your ready to action.
I can't move my camera because of where it is, but that's a fucking nat 20.
Nice.
All right. I was going to expend like 3 charges into this.
Okay.
So give me a hot second. So that is 4 plus 10. So that's 14 plus 2 is 16. And yeah, so 16 plus trying to remember these things, freaking out. Plus 1, so 17, and then double that for crit.
Okay, so 34 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's right. Yes. All right, so 34. So yeah, you know, this musket shot flies past you, and you just like wheel your gun around, and you pop off, and you hit him high in the chest, and you send like half of his metals flying off, skipping along the surface of the asteroid as he kind of lets out a well struck. And as he says that, he pulls out like 2 pistols, pointing them at you like it's freaking Boondock Saints, and he fires off 2 shots at you as he's kind of moving to his left again. Looks like he's moving towards cover. As y'all are about 40 feet away from one another right now. The lowest I got was a 19.
That will hit. My AC is an 18.
Okay, cool. All right, so that is 2 hits. So both pistols find their mark for 9 and for 7. So that's 16 damage. As clunk, clunk, 2 bolts of heavy metal dent your exterior. And like I said, he's moving to his left. So it's kind of the direction you were coming from. And it is your turn now. But he has kind of ducked out of sight as he's moving behind this ridge.
All right. I am going to take up my movement again, just sprinting towards there, all 40 feet of it. And as, because I'm just heading to where I saw him duck.
Okay. Yeah, if you move your entire movement, he's kind of moved behind another little outcropping of rock, but you can definitely see him.
Okay. As this happens, you see from above or from where the camera is, you can see he's starting to glow that red, and that smoke to pour out of their ears as they are raging. And
you're starting to rage. Go ahead and give me a perception check as you're doing that.
Okay. That's a solid 8.
Never mind then.
Yeah, cool. This is fun.
Okay, so you start to rage. Now, doesn't it auto heat when you rage?
Yeah, I automatically do the.
Okay. All right. So as you rage and heat up and get angry, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity save. Because at that spot on the ground, you feel an explosion as he left one of his concussion grenades on the ground right where he moved away from. And
That's an 18.
18? Okay. You managed to pass. And at least you're raging, so you're only going to take half of the half, right?
It depends on what type of damage it is, but yes.
Yeah. 10, 15. And so it's going to be 20 piercing damage. Regular. So you passed, so that's half.
All right.
Okay. And did you have an attack?
I haven't attacked yet. How far away is this guy? He's still a distance away from me.
Yeah, he's 30 feet away now because you moved where he was and he ducked behind that cover.
All right. I'm gonna do 2 attacks because I can.
Do it.
All right. First one is a. Thank you, dice. Nat fucking 20 again.
Oh my. Oh my.
The second one will just be a 9. So likely not that one.
Second one misses.
All right, cool. And that was going to be another 3 treasures. So that is 7 plus 9. 16, 18, and plus 1, so 19. Double that is
48 or 38.
Yeah.
Okay. Monk, did you just make a stink bomb in there? Yes, you did. Sorry. Anyway, my cat's staring at me and it's weird. So you again blast him across the back and he kind of like, well struck. Damn. And he like pops up from behind some cover and he fires off 2 more pistol blasts at you. And yeah, both of those are going to hit. I rolled a 17 and a 19. So, and yep. So it's going to be a grand total of 19 piercing damage. And then you see, y'all see him like take a small like something, and he kind of like quaffs a quick. It's everything you bring with you, Greg. Nobody gave it to him. But you see him chug a quick little something, and then he kind of ducks back down behind some cover again, and he kind of dips out of sight once more as he's playing a little bit of cat and mouse with you. But you have struck him 2 mighty, mighty shots. As you keep walking behind and seeing pieces of like his like uniform and metals like bent and twisted.
Okay. So he's ducked behind a ridge.
Yes.
Cover again.
Yes.
Okay. With this ridge, would I be able to approach it from a different side, or would it just have to be from like just basically tailing him?
You think? I mean, you could go the way he went, or you could kind of go around the rocky outcropping the other way, kind of the way you came. Is he's kind of just like made his way. He's just basically kind of gone in a triangle around this outcropping to kind of keep it between y'all. As he's playing this little cat and mouse game with you. So you could go back the way you came, and you think you could probably get a line on him.
You know what? I'm actually going to. I am going to follow the way he did, but I'm going to dash. So I have 80 feet because I'm 80 feet of movement. So I am going to try to get up on his ass wherever the hell he is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, you dash up the way he came, and it looks like he was trying. Trying to trick you. He actually like ducked straight down, and it looked like as you come around the corner, you can see that he like had tossed a grenade out the other way, expecting you to double back. And so yeah, you kind of like come right up on him, and he's like, and he's kind of trying to get his pistols ready, maybe like fumbling for a sword, as you use all your movement to get up to him. Do you have any bonus action?
Well, he's automatically going to take some fire damage because he's in my aura.
Yep.
So that's 3 points, I believe, at this point.
Okay. All right, so you start burning him a little bit. His uniform gets a little singed. And his turn?
Mm-hmm.
All righty. And it looks like he does, he drops a pistol and pulls out his long sword. And he begins the work on you at close range with pistol and sword as he tries to shoot you in the foot and while taking a swipe at your guts. So the shot to the foot, I'm guessing a 10 doesn't hit you.
No.
But a 22 with the long sword.
Yep.
That does. And so, and it does 13 damage. As you feel the cut of this sword, it a magic sword when you see one, and you know what it feels like to get hit by one. I think I still get half. Yeah, you still take half, but you can tell it's a fine-edged weapon.
Okay. So 13 is what you said?
Yeah, he did 13 with his long sword.
All right.
And then he does his like 2 attacks, and then he's just kind of sitting there like in a bit of a defensive position.
All right. So you see again the right hand now transforming into that giant battle axe, their latest upgrade.
Oh,
and they are going to take
with the axe, huh?
Well, that was what the upgrade was.
Well, no. I guess maybe you misheard me.
No.
You can turn it into almost.
Oh, I can turn it to either.
Like you turned it into an axe, and then you could turn it into a hammer, and you can turn it into a blade. So it's kind of like Draconis, Cult of the Worm. It's a great underrated Dreamcast game. You should check it out. Anyway, so yeah, you know that your new hand weapon, you can actually like go between multiple.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll just try out the axe. Hadn't done that. Hadn't tried that out yet.
Good times.
Good time. Okay. So bonus action, gonna take those 3 points of fire damage again. And then swipe twice with the new battle axe.
Okay.
That is a 23.
Okay, so the 23, you see him like whip his sword up, and he's going to use a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a lick of magic fling out from his fist, and a shield comes up, and it blocks the 23.
Okay, and a dirty 20 for the second one.
Okay, so the dirty 20 again clangs off this magic shield, and it is his turn, as he is going to take 2 swipes with his sword. Miss and like a 23. 6 and so that's only gonna be like 11 damage. But he does that, and then he kind of like makes a swipe and kind of disengages and moves back away from you.
Cool. So he's disengaged, backed up. How far away is he backing up?
He moved back his full movement.
Ooh, okay, this is fun. So he's backed up.
Perfect.
Is it my turn again?
Yep.
All right. I have the charger feat. So I am going to charge at him in a straight fucking line. And what am I going to choose? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so I am going to, again, with the battle axes out, going to try to hit again. That is, again, a dirty 20. And a 22.
Okay. Yeah, he does not raise a shield this time.
Okay. So that first one is a 2, 6. Sorry, brain and math. 9 plus with charger, I get a +5, so that's a 14 on that first one.
Okay.
And the second one is 13.
Second one is 13.
Yeah, and because I used my bonus action to do that, I don't do the over.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, you come up and like hammer onto him a couple more times. And he kind of takes those strikes. And he kind of does the same thing again where he like you hit him and he kind of like swings his sword and does like the like kind of the parry, and he backs up again and you hear the clank of something at your feet. And you realize you're kind of standing over where he threw that first grenade, and then he dropped another one at your feet as he backs away. So I'm going to need another dex save.
Would this be a danger I could see, I guess?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So I get advantage on that. Thank God. Again, 18.
18? Okay. Yeah. So you do manage to pass, although this is 2 grenades at your feet. Okay, so started out with 42 damage. And so you saved, so half that, and then half again. So 21, 11, or 10. As these 2 grenades just like explode at E's feet, and rocks and debris go flying, and he lets out, like, he's got blood coming out of both sides of his mouth. He's like, I will tell this story till the day I die. And it looks like he's like preparing to, fire another couple of pistols. It is your turn.
Okay, how far away is he?
I mean, he moved back like 30 feet.
Okay, I'm going back up into his business because, I can. And charger again, because I can.
Okay.
So first attack is, that's only a 15.
15 does not hit.
Okay.
He just kind of like manages to he just kind of takes the charge, and you don't really manage to land the blow.
Okay, second one is a 21.
A 21 does hit.
Okay. So that is going to be math is hard. So for 11 plus 3, so 14 plus the 5 on top of that for charger, 15, 19 on top of that. So 19 damage for that attack.
14 or 19 total?
At 19 total, because it was a 14 and then the plus 5 for charger.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. You managed to land a grievous blow. And like he's kind of swaying a little bit, but he still has like a smile on his lips. And he's like looking at you and like with just admiration. As I love that E doesn't give a shit about fighting. And you fight all these people that revel in it. You're like, oh, I don't care.
I mean, also they're in murder robo rage right
That's true.
now.
It is true.
They're in living weapon mode.
Yeah. Okay, so he like he has his pistols out, and just like point blank he kind of goes into like equilibrium gun kata mode as he's like ducking, and he's just and he's just like shooting at you. So that's going to be 2 hits with the pistol at point blank range. Ooh, that's nice. That's max damage. What do you know? Plus 10. So it's it's actually like 24 damage. So just kind of like point blank just shoot you in the head twice. There's just like smoke kind of dissipates. And this time he just doesn't like, he's like sitting there and kind of lifts his chin up a little bit as he's like preparing for your attack.
Okay. Cool. All right. I mean, people on people on the Twitch overlay with the D&D Beyond extension, you can see that I'm still okay-ish. 23 HP. All right. So point blank, I'm up in his face. I'm going to use a bonus action to do my aura of fire, so 3 points of fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to attack again. That's what I do. First one's a 23. Second one is a 21.
Okay. Roll that damage.
That is 10 points of damage for the first one. And 15 points max damage for the second.
Okay, yeah. You slash twice with your axe, and the first hit probably would have done it, and then you follow through with the second hit as you take him like in the stomach or whatever, and then knock him across the face, and his pistols go tumbling out of his hands as he tumbles to the ground. And the whole crowd on the other ship on the Drift Lord just like, oh, and then there's like a silence almost, and the GIF tumbles to the ground unconscious, bleeding, but breathing ever so slightly, raspy a bit. You might have broken some ribs with that last one.
Okay. I'm gonna. What's that save that I do for it? For getting out of it?
You want to regain control of your faculties?
I would like to try.
Okay, well, just give me a charisma save.
Okay. Oh, not bad, E. That is a straight 17.
Okay, yeah, that's well above your threshold. By the way, as this has gone on, like that number has come down, so it's fairly easy for you to regain your faculties, especially once the battle's over and there's no more combatants. But yeah, you manage to, your eyes clear and you see this gift kind of laying before you, little bloody, little broken, quite unconscious.
Yeah, so for a moment, like, E kind of tilts their head, and there is a split second where you think maybe they're going to step forward and attack again. But as they continue stepping, you see the weapon start to transform back into hands.
Okay.
As they go over to the Vice Admiral, and will kind of lean down and like do the thing that they know people do to try to check if somebody's alive.
Mm-hmm. So you just kind of put your hand underneath his mouth, his nose or something?
Yeah.
Or check his...
Yeah, check
with his pulse?
Yeah, basically just being like, I know people do this. I've seen it done before.
Yeah, you kind of put your hand at his neck, and I don't know if you can actually feel a pulse, but you kind of put your hand in front of his face, and you see the metal of your fingers kind of fog over for a split second, and then kind of go away. He's got a very slow, ragged breath.
Okay. They're relieved. And they're going to kind of just like turn towards the Dawn Rose and just
Well, everybody on the Donrose sees their champion just and there is a cry of exultation from the crew of the Donrose. And ever so slowly, the much larger ship, the Driftlord, kind of comes up alongside the Donrose. Like you can clearly see that their crew, they're not at battle stations. They're the first mate is barking orders, and they pull up alongside, and you see a couple of their sailors toss lines over.
Pruitt,
Yeah.
did we ever identify the body of the former captain?
No. I
No.
mean,
Okay.
y'all, you didn't say you did. I mean, as far as I know, y'all just pulled him out of the ship and he's drifting in the field over there somewhere. Right?
Right. Could I send Puff Puff and Left Hand Side over to kind of see if one of them might be the captain?
I was gonna wonder if you were gonna do that.
Okay. So whenever we find somebody that looks like they have a little bit more authority, is there like a fancy hat or like
you'll remember it's the one that Hilda blighted. So he's like looks like a shriveled prune of a person.
Yeah, completely desiccated.
So yeah.
Okay. Lovely. And exposed to the vacuum of space as well. What about, was there any type of like thing that showed that he was captain?
So hang on, I decided to pull a card from the Cipher System GM intrusions. Interesting. That's perfect. So yeah, once you like pull him over there, like he's wearing just kind of like normal grunt armor, but he has many tattoos about him, and under his helmet, he's got like a bandana, like a handkerchief rag, whatever, and atop it there is like a little pin and insignia. You've seen like versions of it for a captain before, but he's a much older human. I mean, he's probably in his like 50s, which is pretty old for a sailor and a pirate to be around this long. But well, you think he's in his 50s. It's hard to tell now because he looks like the guy at the end of Last Crusade, since he's completely desiccated in a husk. So there's that. But yeah, as y'all do that, like you can see the first mate like look over and see you do like pull a body from the field, and he's just like shaking his head in disbelief almost. He's like, I didn't even have a fucking body. And it looks like he's a little pissed.
Fuck him. So as soon as the body gets over from Puff Puff and Left Hand Side, Ellery will take the head wrap off, and as soon as they're reunited with Ellery, he'll put, with their permission, the wrap on E404's head and tie it tight, kind of askew, kind of cunningly askew, so they can still see, but everyone by God will know that they are the captain.
That's going to get burned off very soon.
Not until y'all know. Then we'll paint one on or something. We'll get the cool to paint one.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And so, yeah, after a few moments, Connington, he wakes up, but he's just like, oh, well struck. And he's just like has blood coming out of his mouth as he's saying this. You did some damage inside. But he kind of like he offers a handout like to see if you'll help him up.
Oh yeah, he will definitely help.
Yeah, and he with an easy pull, you get him up on his feet, and he picks up his pistols, and he's like, "I thought I had you with the second fake grenade out there. It's whatever. Ooh, you gotta share that arm cannon there. Where'd you get that?
believe we picked it up somewhere in space.
In space, you say?
I do not remember the exact location, and I do not think there were replicas.
That's a shame. Ever since the one that your companion made away with at the auction, it's haunted my dreams. The thought, weapons that don't need reloading. It's every military man's dream, is it not? Worry about your powder getting wet. You can't shoot a gun with wet powder, E. You know that, right? I will teach you these things. Stick with me. Do not worry. I will keep you safe, Captain.
E suddenly remembers that means that they're going to be captain. There's that kind of, the internal worrying kind of goes up a little, goes up a pitch.
While we're away, I need to tell you, Captain, the reason I'm out here with these brigands and not living it up as I should be in more lavish circumstances. Oh, God damn it. Spits up some more blood.
I believe we should get you some medical attention before you attempt to speak more.
I've had worse, trust me. I've had worse. I had my whole left arm blown off. They had to reattach it with like a cleric, and it was weird, and they had to hold it. I'll tell you about it. Don't worry. And he kind of looks back up to the Drift Lord. He's like, listen, certainly you've heard tale of this shining sphere, this place of plenty, this place of wealth beyond counting. It is here. I know where it is. I haven't found it yet. You have to help me, E. We have to find it. We could be rich beyond your wildest dreams. Do you dream?
I have some images that happen during caching and rest sequences, but I do not truly sleep, so I do not know if that counts as dreaming.
Are you doing it actively, or is it passive?
It is mostly passive.
Sounds like a dream to me. E, let us dream together. Let us dream of riches. We will find this sphere. You will help me find it, won't you?
I mean, I do not personally require monetary values. I still do not understand why monetary value is attached to such currency. But if it may be valuable to the rest of the crew, I suppose so. So if you said you know where it is, how come you have not found it yet?
There's a difference between knowing where it is and knowing where it is. I know where it is, but not where. We could find it together. We have 2 ships. Wider search area. We can find the Heliac sphere. Its wealth will be ours. It will be ours. Don't you see?
E truly doesn't see. E had no concept of why currency is attached to things, but they will just nod their head and go along with this.
Trust me. Stick with me, E. I'll protect you. Netherland will not like this. He wanted the captaincy. Make me your first mate. Trust me. And he's getting the boat together and getting back in it, and you're starting to head back now.
Cool. Okay. Yep. Cool.
And y'all have all rejoined on the deck of the Dawn Rose. Well, the first mate for now of the Drift Lord, Horace Netherland. He steps across. by law, and by right. You're now the captain, E404, or technically Hilda, but you wanted to be Commodore? Is that right?
Yes, Commodore. It's two M's for the placard.
2 M's, Commodore. Yes. All right. Well, so who will be the captain of the Drift Lord?
Well, that's E404.
Well, Captain. Captain 404, Captain E. What do you follow in that range?
I do not mind.
All right, Captain. So, what are you going to do with your new ship here? And you should keep in mind, we are still beholden to our brothers back across the way. I didn't mention that earlier, but I didn't expect us to be here. So, they will be expecting their tribute.
Tribute?
Yeah. And he kind of points, like, it was in that asteroid over there. We were coming back to get it. When we saw your ship light up. I'm not sure what you were doing while you're shooting flares out or whatever it was you were doing before you ever went to the asteroid. It was the damnedest thing. It's like a 21 gun salute or something. But it's the only reason we were able actually to see you. So you shouldn't do that out here, by the way. You know that, right? Like, that's how you attract predators. And anyway, you're the captain. What do I know? I'm just a first mate.
Are you the first mate?
Well, until I'm replaced, but I offer my services as first mate, of course. Captain.
Yep. He's having a time trying to wrap their head around this situation. I will have to learn, and I assume I will have lots to learn from you about how this ship is usually run.
Oh, well, ships usually run by, we check recent wrecks if we find them out here. If we see anybody out here, like treasure hunters, I mean, there are a dime a dozen, especially like archaeologists. This area is rife for the searching. Everybody's coming out here looking for their famed whatever. Everybody's got a different name for it. Nobody's ever found it. It doesn't exist. And you hear the gif like, bah! Connington, listen, and he stops him. He's like, you've brought that bullshit to me more than once. We're not going to find any damn shining silver sphere out here. It doesn't exist. I mean, really. Who would name a sphere Heliax anyway?
Hey, do I remember have read anything about this?
The Heliax sphere? Yeah. Y'all have read quite extensively about it, and there's not much known about it. Nicole's done a lot of research on the Heliax sphere.
Yes, I would like to assist you in any way possible regarding information on the Heliax sphere.
Yeah.
I believe we are searching for that sphere for other reasons.
Oh God. So, and you can see Netherland. He's like, so I take it you want to spend our time looking for a magical sphere where rivers of gold flow like wine and honey and whatever else you want to. Do you realize how many pirates and sailors I've seen sail to their death looking for this famed place? It's bullshit. Trust me.
Well, I believe we are looking for it for other reasons and have had some other information. Of course, it is not something to risk our lives over, and so we will be logical in our approach.
Logic.
I think we forgot to tell you something earlier. We're not pirates. And so you're not a pirate anymore either. We're the good guys.
And he kind of like narrows his eyes at that. He's like, what do you mean we're not pirates?
Like, we're not going to pillage. We don't do that. We took your shit on the asteroid, but that's because it was just sitting there.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay.
we don't kill people outright. I killed your captain very easily because he was trying to attack my ship. You're gonna try to help people, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Well, I mean, we're not what you would call like bloodthirsty. I mean, we didn't even like harm anybody in our attack, and that's true. Like, they didn't actually like. They were more aiming for like the sails and the rigging. They were trying to cripple the ship as opposed to attack like people. Just so you know, but yeah, and you can say that we're not pirates anymore, but some of these lads, it's the only life they've known out here in the dearth and beyond. I mean, we are all part of the same organization. I was going to give you the intro tour, but so we're not part of the Flow Riders anymore. Is what you're saying? Because I've been that way. I've been a flow rider my whole life.
That sounds really stupid.
I mean, I didn't come up with the name. It's been there for more than a century or two.
You can always rebrand if you need to.
Well, but we ride in the flow of the Phlogiston. It kind of has a poetry to it.
No, it doesn't. But
I feel like this is something we can negotiate if we both understand both sides and also make sure to accommodate for all sorts of lifestyles.
Okay. I agree. I just don't want those that will be wanting their tribute because we are part of the organization itself. They're gonna want it. I'm just warning you now. I mean, you're the captain. Don't get me wrong. But they will come looking for their ship.
Who gives a shit?
Yep. As a Commodore, I say fuck them.
I do not know if that is wise.
Well, what do you say, boys? Fuck them. And they're like, "Rawr!" And they rise up, you know. I mean,
listen, Ellery would stand up on the rail real quick and tell everybody in the Drift Lord, hey, listen, in a nutshell, most of the time we get high as fuck and do whatever we want. Call that what you will. And then, so listen, get these ropes tied up to the Dawn Rose and let's start getting our asses out of here. If we pass the shining sphere along the way, fucking icing. If not, let's get high.
And like the crew of the Dawn Rose and of the Drift Lord both rise together at Ellery's uplifting speech about getting fucked up. And that seems to be popular amongst both crews.
Throughout all the hurrahs and the crews and the crews going crazy, Dakul is going to lean over to Emma and Hilda and E and say, these guys kind of know where we need to go. They're familiar with the area. Our ship is badly damaged. It may be good prudence to find a place to dock if it is close, or take some of the supplies from the other ship so that we are not just mindlessly adrift in the death.
absolutely to cool. It sounds like we need to repair our ship to get ready for more battles with more nefarious types, who we aren't, of which we are not any anymore. We can see if some of them want to join us, maybe, and do good things in the dirt.
He's just like, I do not know how I am supposed to captain a other ship if it is not with us.
Not with us. I mean, it'll come with us, right?
Yes, so if we are able to take from their knowledge of safe spots within the dirt, we can rest and repair.
You are making excellent decisions as captain already.
It is simply just logic, is it not?
Logic or good fortune. So, just a random thought. So just so I can get on the same page. The tribute is on the asteroid that we were just fighting on. I'm a little slow right now in the moment. I just want to make sure I'm catching up.
The tribute was those crates that y'all stole. Like they had that set aside. And so basically it's like they left their tribute and another ship will come along and pick it up so they can go out and do their thing and they come back. I mean, it's like just a drop-off point, right? It's like a drop box. And y'all just came along before it got picked up and took it. So that's all that was.
We still have one crate, right? We grabbed one.
I thought y'all grabbed them all.
We grabbed all of them.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if one of them got destroyed.
Okay. No, none of them got destroyed because y'all managed to not crash into the asteroid where he was. So
it would have been a whole different thing.
We basically snatched an Amazon box off of these guys' porch.
It's exactly what happened, Greg. You stole an Amazon package. Like there's doorbell footage. You're sitting there and y'all were like, and then and much like those videos, y'all like opened one up and confetti and paint, but y'all were prepared for it. So anyway, y'all now have two ships. What would y'all like to do here? What course of action would you like to pursue?
What's
Get to a hiding space as soon as possible. Yeah.
I would say, what harm could it do to just leave the box? The box is back. Take what we want from them, but leave them something to at least buy us time. They will be looking for us. They seem to have a habit of leaving a bad taste in people's mouths wherever we go.
Well, if we take stuff, won't they just be just as mad because it's not all there? How would that slow them down?
Well, I'm not sure. These are the types who take inventory.
Well, possible. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there that we don't really need, right?
I mean, there was a lot of like uniforms and bolts. There was a lot of cloth, things like that. Like it was all very finely crafted items, but there was only the one box that was like warded and had, a few items inside of it. So there was that.
But I am not the captain. It is up to you.
Well, what do you think, E?
I do not know if we need all of those supplies. So I do not think it is necessary to take all of it. Perhaps whatever we require in order to survive within the dirt.
Hilda, you're drunk with power.
We do not have to take both massive ships. We could just send a skiff. We don't even have to ourselves.
Did you say
send one of the other people?
Did you say massive ships?
Yeah. Are you
okay?
Yeah,
I thought it was something else.
Two massive ships. Yeah, so let's send the red shirt. Just tell them to hop on a skiff and then come right back. We're done. We don't even have to send the whole armada back there
To where?
to the asteroid that we we Amazon jacked them from.
Oh, so you're saying you want to send the stuff back?
Well, I mean, obviously we're keeping the big stuff. Like I forgot all of the
Here, the magic item-y things, I'm guessing is what we're keeping.
I mean, we'll have to give that back.
Are y'all doing
It
all this in private, or are you seeking the counsel of anyone from the other ship? Just wondering.
Should we send it all back, including the magic? Just they'll be none the wiser if they were just going to show up and pick it up. They're not waiting for the Drift Lord to be there either. The Drift Lord would have handed it to them themselves. So if we leave their boxes and jack their ship, it could be weeks before they figured out that their ship was jacked.
Let's run this by Isaac. He's the only one I trust.
What to my chopped liver? I seen commands all day, and you talk about Isaac. Fuck Isaac.
Okay. Do you call for Isaac? Okay. So yeah, a bookish little gnome. He comes over. He's, like I said, he's wearing very plain brown robes. You can see ink staining his fingertips. Big Coke bottle glasses. He's constantly like pushing up. And he kind of like comes over there. He's clutching like some kind of tome, and like comes over there and You called for me, Captain. The Commodore. God damn it.
Yes, well, we just wanted to. You seem like the person. You knew all the rules. You know how all these things work. Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I function as the seer and the advisor for the captain, or at least I did. I'm of some magical knowledge. Yes. What was the question?
And he's like very like flustered. I mean, he's like, he can't even make eye contact with you, Hilda.
Yeah. Well, sounds like you might be the most useful person in this entire ship. To us, anyway.
I don't.
If you're the advisor, it's now your job to advise us. Because we're fairly new to this area.
Yes, ma'am. I can do that.
So we are thinking about leaving the tribute here. We don't, if I'm getting this correctly, we don't mean to be beholden to anybody because fuck them. But we would like to get some distance between us.
Okay.
And stop talking in the chat. Emma has giggles. Hilda's having a serious conversation. We're wondering if you think that would work, and if it does work, our ship needs some repairs, and we're wondering if you know of a place that we could go that is fairly secret. How can we avoid detection for some time? Because if you're the magician, are you the only magician on the ship? Are you?
I do have some. Yes, I'm a diviner. I can see a little. I'm not that powerful, but I do have some tricks that I can do.
That's you'll have to show me your tricks sometime, Isaac.
Oh well. I mean I could. I can do this. I can show this one trick with my wand if you want me to.
No, you can do that later.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll put my wand away then. Okay. Anyway, what happened? Did they keel over and die? The metal one? Did they?
No. Oh, you don't even know. No. Oh, they just do that sometimes.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't mean anything about their life or death. It's just a thing that happens. and you just keep on going
Right.
as if it didn't happen.
Sometimes you need to recharge. I get it,
Yes.
Commodore.
Yes.
Well,
So-
I will do the best I can, but you should know that they're mean. Not this ship's not that bad. They really aren't. They try to act tough, but the others though in the organization, you'll fool them for a few weeks, but they come by every couple of weeks for tribute, and once that doesn't happen, they'll start sending out ships and start trying to communicate with me. I mean, just so you know, I do have this, and he kind of pulls out a little sending stone. He's like, they'll contact me on this once they don't get a tribute, and
Oh, great.
so
why do you pay them tribute? What do they do for you?
well, so if we go really, really fast, we could maybe get to one of the smaller ports. It's just a collection of wrecks. It's not too far away, but they can do some small repairs there. There's a small contingent of pirates that kind of stay there and keep it, but we would have to do it fast, and they would want to know where y'all came from and why you're. And he kind of looks around like on the ship now. He's like, where this exotic ship came from. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if they do, we're explorers. That's what we do. We are here.
So you want to pretend like we took your ship when we go there and we want to repair it? They're
Yeah,
gonna want to know
sure.
why. I mean,
Sure.
that's the thing though, is they'll know that we're with another ship. There'll be I'm sorry.
Is there any place we can go? Like, we have supplies, we have some means. We can do some stuff to repair our ship a little bit on our own.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We just need a place to do that, I believe. If I'm remembering correctly, there's no more we can do to repair the ship if we have time. Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, just on the outside looking in, it does look like you could use a few days in dry dock, so to speak. But we could maybe do it there. But like I said, there'd be a few pirates, and then they would report in.
Well, honestly, fuck them. I crushed their captain like a grape. I'm not particularly intimidated by any of these people.
Yeah, you did.
I did. It was really cool. I mean, I'm sorry. I hope it's not like your father or father figure or something like that. I know that happens with captains.
No, but I mean, he was nice to me once.
Oh, well, you'll have a lot of people being nice to you a lot more than that.
Why? What's your angle?
We're just nice people. Here, we have a cook. Do you guys have a cook? I have a cook. I already gave her orders to bake a welcome cake for everybody.
What's in the cake? Are you gonna poison everybody?
No. No. I mean, is there a reason that I should? If there is, you should tell me.
Oh, I mean, people conduct warfare in different ways. Hey, buddy. Please tell me y'all could see that.
What?
There was just like a little paw that touched my shoulder right here for a split second. He's just like,
Hi, Dad.
come here.
It's my uncle.
I've been playing.
I lost my train of thought because I saw the kitty. Yeah, no, we're just nice people. Our mission is to explore and find out what's happened in these uncharted places. And we have some, personal things we want to do.
Okay.
Figure out what's going on. But we don't really loot or pillage or fight or kill unless we need to.
Okay. So you want to find out what happened like just out here in the dearth or just out here? I mean, somebody send you to do this?
No, nobody sent us. We are looking for a person. And we have reason to believe that they are somewhere out here in this dearth. It's Ducool's thing. And we support Ducool in what he's doing. And so you should probably talk to him about that. But that is what we are doing.
Okay. I can do that if you would like. I mean, even this organization was the descendants of soldiers that got left behind after the last Great War. So you learned something.
Yeah. Well, that sounds really fucking tragic, Isaac.
Well, you know how it is in war. Sometimes, people get left behind enemy lines, things like that. Have to make do.
Yeah, well, I mean, why don't they leave? At this point, they could leave, couldn't they?
Well, I mean, you haven't seen where like where we're from. They pretty much live like kings, like pirate kings. Yeah, like that.
Is that I saw a glint of excitement in your eyes, Isaac. Is that what you mean to do?
Well, I mean, to have that kind of power, I mean, I'm just a little gnome. I can see things and that's it. But to have that kind of power at your command, I mean, come on, who wouldn't want that? You're a Commodore. Look at you.
I am the Commodore. You're right.
Everybody in chat, raise your shields.
Yay!
Thanks for the sub there. Sorry.
All right. Well, what does everybody think? You think that we should go into dry dock, fix our ship, have a ruse, and risk earlier detection?
We have to get this fixed immediately.
What? And Isaac comes to you, Ducool. He's like, what could you possibly find out here in the middle of all of this nothing? What are you looking for?
I have a loved one that was taken from me by Niyogi bastards. And I know that they are somewhere out in the dust, out in the Helios. Yeah. Would you happen to know any information regarding?
You actually say the Heliac sphere?
I hate it when you say stuff like that.
Well, I mean, you said that. I just want to confirm. This isn't like a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire moment of.
Yes, I guess. Yes.
Oh, wow. And you
Yes.
think somebody was taken there? They actually know where it is? You know where it is? Do you know where it is?
That's a great idea. No.
What?
Elry has been listening to what everyone has said.
Okay.
And even though he's high as shit, he's come to the realization they have star charts from two different sources aboard the Dawn Rose. We also have a life board scanner that can ping out for certain things. He points towards that fucking GIP. You said you were out here looking for the shining sphere. You got a map?
Again, I have a map. It is not a complete map. It doesn't have the X at the end. But
you have a map.
Yeah.
Okay. Shh. He's got a map. He points towards the first mate and the gnome. Do you all have shipping routes that you're supposed to traverse? Whose sector is this? Whose block is this? Like good pirates do, you can't cross over into other people's sectors, right?
Yeah. The have y'all replaced Netherland, the first mate, yet? Has that been official?
Not yet.
No? Okay. So the first mate, Netherland, the half elf, he speaks up. He's like, "Oh yes, we have our zone that we stay in. You know the way of it, Toss Bottle. And this is our area. It's
But
pretty
you know
lucrative."
the other areas around this area. Like, oh, we can't go past this because that's so and so's, and we can't go past this and that's so and so's, right?
Yeah. I mean, some overlap is allowed, but not too much. You don't want to rub another man's rhubarb.
Well, to each their own.
I mean, unless it's consensual, of course.
He points towards the GIF. I want your map. I want all of your star maps and your designation maps to the half elf.
Mm-hmm.
All of our maps. If we put everything we've got together, the point where no one's been, and maybe where this GIF is looking, and the things that we have are going to show us where this shining sphere is. And then he looks at Dakul. We can find your mom.
I have not smiled in quite some time, Harry. And I want to thank you for allowing me this fucking moment. Thank you. Yes. Yes, I like the plan. This can work.
Okay. So the GIF, you see him take out, he unbuttons his dress uniform, and he pulls out kind of a flattened piece of parchment that is ancient. And he unrolls it as it crinkles. And it is a map of this section. Y'all have seen enough star charts of the dearth area. Like, it's this section, but it isn't there. There's not a dearth there. There's Phlogiston, and there are spheres here. And he kind of lays it out on the deck of the Dawn Rose kind of reverently and kind of pushes out all the wrinkles. He's like, there, don't you see, Dakul? It is in this area here. And he points, and it's pretty much, y'all are not far away from the area, and the area resides within this ship's kind of pirating lanes. That's why he chose this ship to be on it. And it no more than 2 to 3 days travel, you think. But Connington, he's like, but I'm telling you, Dakul, we've been there. It should be there, but it isn't. I don't know if it's hidden, if it's cloaked, if it's just destroyed. Is it a myth? I don't know, but it drives me mad. But maybe we could find it together.
Yes. Yes. You have been out there before by yourself, but you have not gone with us. We are the missing piece that you need to find your treasure and mine. Yes.
Then shall we drink on it then?
We will drink, and we will smoke, and we will celebrate.
Then let us drink, and let us set out, and let us find this place, this Heliax, and let us plunder it for all that it is worth. What say you?
Yes. To new beginnings.
To new beginnings. And he raises a glass, and he turns to Elry and to bearing the hatchet.
I'm going to go meditate on it. And he heads down underneath the boat.
And as Elry makes his way below on the keel of the ship, and drinking and merriment begins to spread both decks of both ships as the Drift Lord pulls into a forward position, and they begin putting tow lines onto the Dawn Rose, and y'all begin pulling into the dearth. We will leave off here and wait for next week and see where we will see the ship's head and what we will see when we get there. So that's going to do it for tonight. I hope everybody had a good time. I certainly did. And let's run around to cast and crew, see how everybody liked it, and tell us where we can find you online and elsewhere. And as always, we'll do reverse order, starting with you, Kiana.
Oh man, that was so much fun. That was so good. I love being able to kick ass as E. Oh, yeah, just full on brawl. A lot of deja vu to several episodes ago. So that was awesome. But with so many more upgrades. And yeah, I don't really know how E is going to take being captain. They did not sign up for this, but here they are. And they're going to try their best to be a fair and accommodating captain with a moral compass, with a bunch of pirates and a questionably moral crew. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. But until next week, you guys can find me over on Twitter at KennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing, because I'm all over the internet playing role-playing games almost every day of the week. You can catch me here on WebDM on Sundays for The Lost Girls, which is our 80s vampire game. It's super awesome. I get to play a weird science vampire, and she's super fun to do. So yeah, there's that. And also, the other thing I will plug is that there is a new channel upcoming called Salty Sweet Games, which is started by me and Lauren, that Salty Ginger. And we had our soft launch last week, and we are not officially launching until the spring, but we're doing some fun testing out things throughout the weeks as we figure out how to do the stream thing. So definitely check us out for tabletop games and video games and all that fun stuff over at Salty Sweet Games on Twitter and Twitch. But yes, I can't wait to go back into space next week with my lovely crew here because it's so much fun.
Awesome. Next up, Trey, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, man? It feels great to get our sea legs back, man. You know, it's been a minute, man, since we got a chance and toss some of these dice around. And what an amazing episode with so much like crazy growth, man. Get a chance to watch E44 go out there and get her gladiator on and beat the brakes off of people. Wow, while we're conniving in the back trying to figure out plan Bs. It was great. That whole experience was just incredible. And also, man, speaking on behalf of Dakul, Dakul's been turning into an asshole, and it's just really good to have something to kind of, I don't know, maybe potentially swing him back towards, you know, lighter intentions with the possibility of seeing his mom's. I don't know. I don't know how these things go, but I do know you never know what is going to happen with this particular channel and what's going on and the madness that is going on in your mind, dude. So big shout outs to our amazing crew. Man, I love playing with y'all so much. Big shout outs to the man behind the green screen that's making everything happen. And big shout outs to you two, crew, for creating an amazing world. My name is Trey Murphy. You can reach me out on the Twitter sphere at Sintel and also on Instagram as well. We still got some relatively big news. I'm gonna make it really quick. The company Lights Camera Discover is going to be awarded at South by Southwest, man. So I'll be in the city of Austin, hopefully getting into some good fun and trouble as well. So please stay tuned to the Twitter so you can be a part of all the fun. Thank you all so much for subscribing. It's fun to do this in front of y'all.
Yeah, most definitely. Yes, drinks and tacos will be had that weekend, Trey. Do not worry. Yeah. Oh yeah. Next up, Greg. How you doing, my man?
All doing great. Had a really, really fun time. Really love watching E kick some ass. I was a little worried there because Elry kind of set up that situation, and the gift seemed pretty happy with himself. And I thought, oh shit, I'm gonna get my friend killed. And then, hey, barbarians. Anyway, I really love playing this game. I really love doing the things that we do here. It's a great story. Thanks to Grant, thanks to chat, thanks to everybody for showing up, being part of a wonderful narrative that we have here. Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, Tales from the Grim on the Twitch. We have a lot of fun things going on over on the channel, but I will plug this. Starting in a few weeks, we have a Cypher Systems game. It is called Highlander If on a Winter's Night. It is based in the world of Highlander. We have a lot of fun people that are going to be in it. It is an epic era, century spanning tale. and our very own DM of this game, Mr. Pruitt, will be there. And I'm going to just drop this hint. He's a Roman centurion. Join us then, but come back here in space next week, and we're going to have some fun.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, we will have fun. Both next week. And and a few weeks. Oh, my God. Anyway, I was a little sad that got bumped from this past weekend, but it's fine. Last but not least, Emma. How was that?
That was super fun. I had no idea how this episode was going to go. All I knew is that when we were in Texas together, you implied strongly that Hilda was fucked. And I'm glad that that's not what happened. Hilda is so proud to see her baby E44 growing up and assuming the unwanted mantle of captain just like she did because she doesn't want to be captain either. And yes, I'm excited. There are a lot of possibilities here to see where this goes. And maybe it's just me, but I feel like we are on the bleeding edge of being really, really deeply evil. And I know what I want to do with that. I don't know what the rest of you want to do with that. We're going to have to figure that out. Yes, I am Emma Lambert. I'm the communications director for WebDM. We have a bunch of really amazing projects that are in background that we can't tell you about yet. But we're very excited to when we can, and just know we're doing cool shit and we're excited about it. Next time you can see me is Sunday on the Lost Girls Vampire Cipher people. Yeah, I'm playing communist and I'm really excited to be playing a communist. Yes. Love you guys and I love this game.
Being communist is хорошо. This is good. Да? So anyway. Well, that was a lot of fun. I can't wait till we get to next week. And to see where this goes from here. Want to give one quick shout out to our sponsor, Tabletop Loot. WebDM15 gets you 15% off dice, mugs, t-shirts over on their website, tabletoploot.com. And like always, I want to give a special thanks to Grant Ellis, flipping the switches behind the scenes, and also to Alex Bonner, who does most of the art for Starward Bound. So got some fun stuff coming up here pretty soon. So I can't wait for that. But we'll have to wait till next week, I guess, maybe, before we can. But until then, like we always say before we get out of here, may the dice ever roll in your favor.